This sudden Real Housewives of New York City exit is the first step in a much-needed cast shakeup. We all suspected that there were going to be some big changes to the cast of The Real Housewives of New York City, and it looks like the first domino has already fallen. Marketing and communications consultant Brynn Whitfield took to Instagram to announce her departure from the series. She wrote in part, "After a lot of thought, I've made the decision to walk away from reality TV, for now." Brynn added that she is instead going to focus all her energy on her dating app Hoppy. Brynn was just one of the housewives, a part of the reboot RHONY cast after the OGs all got booted from the show following season 13. Although she was only part of the franchise for 2 seasons, Brynn added in her statement that it was the honor of a lifetime to be able to reboot such an iconic franchise. Now that we know she's given up her apple, I have a feeling her exit is only the first step in a much-needed cast shakeup for the series. Fans had pretty much given up on The Real Housewives of New York City. To be honest, season 15 was a bore. When the world tuned in for the finale, the expectations were low. However, the drama that was to come made Scary Island look boring. Yuba, Hassan, and Brynn already had a toxic friendship. They were stuck in the cycle of breaking up and making up. But their friendship was unsalvageable after their feud in Puerto Rico. It all starts when the ladies go to dinner, and Brynn begins questioning Yuba if she's going to be here at dinner or whether she was just going to be on her phone. Yuba clapped back, saying that she was here because she was hired to be here, and Brynn should understand that unless maybe she slept with someone to get this job, that's a different story. That struck all the wrong chords for Brynn, and the two exchanged insults before Yuba was ushered out of the room. Brynn told Jenna Lyons, Jessel Tonk, and Raquel Chevermont that Yuba's comments were unforgivable because she revealed to Yuba before BravoCon that she was in support groups for sexual assault. The group was shocked that Yuba would be so insensitive, knowing that Brynn had trauma from being sexually assaulted. The real question was, did Yuba actually know? When Jessel revealed to Yuba what was said, she had such a red-hot reaction that she had to be moved to a different hotel. Brynn told Sai De Silva that she told Yuba on a phone call, which was mostly venting about a friend's suicide attempt. The sudden change in Brynn's memory led the group to believe that Brynn wasn't being totally honest and was trying to make Yuba look worse. Although the two shared a positive moment of forgiveness at the reunion, there was no way the show could move forward with the two of them. The accusations were too sensitive and too deep. How can the show continue filming after that? The feud irreparably fractured the whole cast, which led to fans calling on the series to make some major changes. After the tumultuous ending to season 15, fans were certain that The Real Housewives of New York City was going to be canceled. Articles online began publishing that the show was going on a hiatus, heavily relying on reporting from Page Six. However, executive producer Andy Cohen entered the chat to clear the air. On his radio show Andy Cohen Live, he shut down the hiatus rumors, saying that Bravo execs met with 10 potential new Real Housewives of New York. He explained that this is called the casting process between seasons, and it's heavily underway. And that's why nothing has been announced. You would think fans would be happy to hear the news, but if anything, it made them even more upset. The Real Housewives of New York City imploded following a controversial season 13. With the addition of Ebony K. Williams during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, race was at the forefront of conversation. It led to a number of controversial comments from a number of the housewives, most notably Ramona Singer. Ebony allegedly filed a complaint over a racially insensitive comment Ramona allegedly made to her. Although an investigation was launched and Ramona was cleared of any wrongdoing, her behavior throughout the entirety of the season, alongside her castmates, left production no choice but to axe the entire cast. With representing New York City's diversity and youthful energy at the forefront, Bravo went ahead and recasted the entire show. However, fans widely disliked the new cast, leaving the show in a position where they need to shake up the cast yet again. Brynn Whitfield handing in her apple was the first domino that needed to fall in order for a much-needed major cast shakeup to come to fruition. Fans are crossing their fingers that some of the OGs will come back, which unfortunately isn't likely, and that some familiar faces from Summer House, notably Lindsay Hubbard, will make their Nothing stays calm in the Big Apple for too long, and now just when Bravo fans were adjusting to the revamped Real Housewives of New York City reboot, a shocking cast exit has left everyone gasping into their Tribeca espresso martinis. One of the central figures of the new era of RHONY has abruptly bowed out, and while the departure has left a noticeable void, it may also be exactly what the franchise needed: a long overdue shakeup that dares to question everything about the rebooted cast. After a bold season 14 reset that brought in an entirely new lineup of women to rejuvenate the once flighting franchise, fans have been cautiously optimistic. There were no legacy cast members, no rambling yacht fights with Sonja, and no odd rants about cheating husbands in the middle of designer showrooms. Instead, we met 6 stylish, career-driven, modern New Yorkers: Jenna Lyons, Sai De Silva, Ubah Hassan, Erin Litchie, Jessel Tonk, and Brynn Whitfield, each bringing their unique flavor to the brunch table. And yet, even with the slick new energy, something never quite clicked. Viewers felt it. Cast members felt it. And now, Jenna Lyons, the enigmatic, cool-as-a-cucumber fashion icon, has officially confirmed she won't be returning for season 15. Her exit, while sudden, has opened the floodgates for what might be the most pivotal transformation RHONY has seen in a decade. Jenna was always something of a wild card on the show. She was unlike any housewife the franchise had ever cast before. Not only was she openly queer and a major player in the fashion industry, but she also brought an air of introverted sophistication that stood in stark contrast to the typical housewife energy. She wasn't one to scream across tables or toss drinks. Instead, she quietly judged, raised a brow, and retreated to her Soho sanctuary with her dog, Popeye. She was brilliant TV, but she wasn't built for the high-stakes emotional gladiator ring that is Housewives drama. Her departure is not just the loss of a cast member, it's the catalyst. It's proof that RHONY, in its current state, is still a work in progress. Let's be honest, the reboot had its moments. Jessel's postpartum honesty, Sai's influencer realness, and Ubah's fiery unpredictability kept viewers curious. But Jenna was the glue. Her presence, chic, complex, often mysterious, gave the season texture. Without her, Bravo producers are now forced to rethink the direction of the series. Do they try to find another Jenna, or do they let this be the moment they go full throttle in a new direction? The answer, most likely, is the latter. Jenna's departure should be seen not as a loss, but as liberation. RHONY 2.0 no longer has to straddle the line between edgy Vogue darling and classic Bravo chaos. It can now fully embrace what made the franchise great to begin with: sharp tongues, lavish lifestyles, emotional absurdity, and unfiltered honesty, all served up with a side of Cabernet and confessional tears. Whispers from inside Bravo suggest that producers are already scouting a new addition to fill the lion-shaped void, but not a clone. They're allegedly looking for someone bold, brash, and unafraid to bring the drama. A power player in NYC nightlife or real estate. A woman who can both wear couture and throw shade. Essentially, someone who can stir the pot without losing her Birkin. And if Bravo's track record is any indication, they might even bring back a legacy face to mix things up. Could a surprise Ramona return be in the cards? Could Leah McSweeney pull a redemption arc? Don't count it out. With Jenna gone, the franchise has room to bring in a more chaotic force without upsetting the balance she carefully maintained. What RHONY needs now is risk. With so many housewives cities finding their stride by leaning into the bizarre, looking at you, Miami and Salt Lake City, New York should embrace its inner madness. It's a city built on reinvention after all. Fashion fades, but messy brunches at the Polo Bar are forever. Jenna's exit is also a rare moment of authenticity in a franchise often criticized for feeling too produced. She didn't leave mid-season in a flurry of scandal. She didn't get fired and then leak her own press. She simply walked away, gracefully and on her own terms, because she knew it wasn't right for her. And in doing so, she's given the show the greatest gift of all, the opportunity to finally define itself. Because that's what the reboot never fully managed to do. It looked good. It sounded smart. It had potential. But it never found its soul. It was trying to be too many things to too many people, aspirational and real, edgy and safe, dramatic and digestible. Jenna, for all her style and substance, couldn't carry that identity crisis alone. No one could.